Hello, and welcome to this final broadcast of SSI News on location. I'm Jonathan Thompson.
And I'm Caleb Mieczkowski.
Wait,
That's
no,
not right.
that's not.
No.
You're
Caleb
okay.
Mieczkowski.
Yeah,
All right.
okay, we got this. I'm Caleb Mieczkowski.
And I'm Jonathan Thompson. And today is results day for legislative and judicial tracks.
We also have talent show coverage and an exclusive interview with our chapel speakers.
But first, you all must be wondering, what are the results for legislative tracks? We have that right here. Great job to all the senators and representatives. They put a lot of hard work into their bills, and it really paid off. And I've got a question for you. What is moot court, and what do the students there do all the time?
I don't know.
No? Jer, you know?
Wilson? Do you know?
Ashley knows.
Ashley.
Ashley
knows. We're going to Ashley.
Moot court is a simulation similar to mock trial in which you have to prepare a case to present to judges. However, there is no jury to manipulate. So you are going to get up there and argue to judges, actually argue with judges because they ask you hard questions.
It's difficult pretty much because you have to fight with a panel of judges on Friday. So because of that, it's less about preparing a speech and having it organized and more about thinking on the spot.
It's the black hole. How else do I describe it? It's intimidating because you get people who are smart and they ask you really hard questions that make you feel like an imbecile.
With the advanced tracks, there's so much material that you need to take in immediately. It takes a couple days to digest it, at least for moot court. It's Wednesday and I'm just now understanding what I should have done on Monday and trying to catch up.
So it's simulating a real federal court appeal for a case.
These students will be before a panel of 3 actual judges, and they will present those oral arguments and have a chance to learn those practical skills and grow through that experience.
Moot court is like getting punched a number of times, and you start out not knowing where you have to have armor on. So the first time you get up there, you get punched somewhere, and now you know, okay, I need to put on a piece of armor right here. Next time you get up, you get punched somewhere else. Okay, I need armor here. So you keep getting punched and putting on new plates of armor, and by the time Friday comes around, you just have to hope that you're completely covered in armor.
Why is the black hole called the black hole?
Because when you go in there, they turn the lights off, and it's very dark and scary.
Well, it's not really black. I think that's more of a symbolism of death and ominous. It's complicated.
Well, they say it's the black hole because you go in there at the beginning of the week and then you don't come out again. So, yeah, that's why it's the black hole.
So why don't you guys ever come out?
I'm out right now, but we do to breathe. It's like living in a submarine. You see, you have to come out every now and then, like just to get a breath of air, kind of like a gopher.
We do come out, but we just have a lot of work to do, a lot of things to process through. But I will say moot court is actually a lot of fun. The people who are in it are really good. The coaches are amazing. And yeah, don't worry. I have slept this week. It's not as bad as people say.
You should do moot court because it teaches you how to defend a position, and especially in a pressurized situation where you're being asked a question and you have to think logically through the implications of your answers. And it's just a great opportunity to learn to present and argue and defend your faith as well.
So that's what they do.
I still don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't get that.
We'll have more news after the break. Over the course of the week, Wilson Holmes and I got to interview our chapel speakers. Here's what we got.
I think one of the ways we can understand how to reach our Muslim friends is to first make sure they become our Muslim friends, not our friends who are our missionary project. That isn't it. Muslims are just like all of us. They're just people. And they have their views with varying levels of devotion. Some are very devoted, some are not devoted at all. So we have to understand who they are by making friendships with them.
There are many instances where Christians are not allowed to express themselves like we would be here under the exercising our freedom of speech. What we did, and when we go overseas, and if we go to a place like the Human Rights Center at the UN, or if we go to Vienna, or if we go and speak before Parliament like we did in England, it's usually representing Christian interests and trying to explain to those that hold power in those places that freedom of speech is only freedom of speech if it applies to everybody.
I think you stay prayerful and you just keep moving forward, you know? Like, I think for me, I had a direction and ended up going in 8 different directions. So I don't think it's super important to know what you want to do. But if you keep pursuing things that interest you and keep passionate about things and keep moving forward, then God will continue to direct, and eventually you'll find yourself in a career that you love and that is something that God can use.
A lot of people who are skeptics or agnostics, they create their identity as someone who's a skeptic or an agnostic. They actually like being that way. It's sort of their defining characteristic. And when Christ asks you to come and die to yourself, you've got to change that about yourself. And for me, I was a good Muslim. I was well known as a Muslim. And that required a change on my part.
My involvement with the program goes way, way back. In fact, when we started the program, I had taken some of my law school programs that I had used where I teach appellate advocacy for law students, and I just kind of adapted it. And so we were using some of the same materials and created the Moot Court program.
What I think is one of the best movies ever made is Dead Man Walking, because I think it shares the gospel in a really powerful way. And my favorite movie to just, like popcorn movie to just sit around and watch is The Rocketeer.
Thanks very much.
The talent show. It happened, and Jer has that story.
What's 5 miles long and has an IQ of 2.3? I got no idea this song. A parade of blondes.
They pretend between the trees and fed my house, get sparkling leaves and laughed in my pretty bed again.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
I sang a song called Dream on a borrowed guitar.
I played a soundtrack medley on piano.
I wrote a mashup of the song Home by American Authors and the song I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz.
I'm really glad that the petition got going because the talent show is never regretted.
It went really well. It was really cool to see all those fantastic people do so many different things. It was crazy, and the hosts were hilarious.
I think it went really well. SSI definitely has a lot of talented people.
It was good. It was especially a nice change of pace to relax, especially for the judicial tracks because we're busy, go. So it was a nice, relaxing time to just sit and listen to the music.
Wow, lots of talent we never knew was among us. Now for the moment you've all have been waiting for. We have results from the Stephanie Noble versus Blue Lakes High School trial, as well as the appeal. And as your 2015 SSI Week 2 media team, we would like to thank a few people who really helped us out in the making of these broadcasts.
Number 1, Brian Bigger for fixing all of our technical issues and getting footage where we couldn't. Also, Zeke Talmadge for being a great encouragement and a good coach.
And especially Evan Thompson for editing and putting together these awesome broadcasts. Thank you guys so much for helping us in making these.
And thanks to everyone out there watching our broadcast. It means a lot to the media team. Thanks, and good night.